Donald Trump. Trump is not backing down. In fact, he is revving up, sharpening his attacks against the federal judge presiding over his Trump University case. Some top GOP leaders are calling out Trump, though, for his comments.
I have a judge who is a hater of Donald Trump. The judge who happens to be, we believe, Mexican, which is great. I think that's fine.
For a Muslim judge, would you also feel like they wouldn't be able to treat you fairly because of that policy of yours?
It's possible, yes.
I couldn't disagree more with what he had to say.
This is one of the worst mistakes Trump has made, and I think it's inexcusable.
The comment about the judge the other day just was out of left field from my mind.
This judge was born in Indiana. He is an American, period.
This is a man who is born in Indiana.
Attack him as a judge and say he's a liberal and he's against me and he's doing things I don't agree with. And he has lawyers who are supposed to be doing that.
And today, Senator Marco Rubio saying it was wrong for Trump to make those comments about the judge. And just a short time ago, Trump defended himself again, talking to our own Bill O'Reilly.
I've had very, very unfair decisions. People said this should have gone away a long time ago in summary judgment. I don't care if the judge is Mexican or not. I'm going to do great with the Mexican people because I provide jobs.
If the judge recuses himself, it'll be interesting. But I think the judge is an honest man. I don't think he's hosing you. I really don't. I checked him. But,
well,
look,
I hope so. Look, I want him to be.
Yeah,
I
think he's an honest guy.
Mexican or not Mexican, I want him to be just, all I want him to do is give me a fair shake. When we have thousands of people saying the courses were great, why does this thing continue to go forward?
Senior advisor Donald Trump, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, goes on the record. Good evening.
Good evening, Greta. Great to be with you tonight.
Nice to have you here. All right. Do you agree with Donald Trump that on what he said about the judge?
I agree that he should recuse himself. This is a openly liberal Democrat. There's no way he cannot be biased, not impartial. He strongly supports open borders. I completely agree that this is a case that he needs to step away from, and he is too entrenched, I think, on the wrong side in this, and so he should step down. So, yes,
okay,
I absolutely agree, and I think Donald Trump is right to push him back.
Okay, two things. This first, he was insulting and making a crack about the fact that he said that he was Mexican. In fact, he's an American born in Indiana. Secondly, if you don't like a judge, the way that you'd handle it, if you object to a judge, think that he is or she is unfair, you file a motion to recuse. You don't usually take to the airwaves and insult.
Well, I think we know that Donald Trump's not always conventional, and so it's not out of the ordinary that maybe he goes a different route. But I think the bigger question is, should this judge be on the case, and should there even be a case at all? And there are thousands and thousands of people that have attended Trump University that swear by it, say it was the best thing that ever happened to them. And so I think that, you know, the bigger question is whether or not there should even be a case. Even more than that, I think the real thing that people should be focused on is there are two candidates in this race that may have a court issue, but only one of them may end up in jail, and that's certainly not Donald Trump. It's Hillary Clinton, who's under investigation by the FBI. There should be a lot more people talking about that than the case that we're spending so much time talking about with Donald Trump.
Bloomberg has a report tonight with the headline, Trump orders surrogates to intensify criticism of judge and journalists. Were you on that conference call?
I was, yes, ma'am. This morning I was part of that call. And I think the bigger purpose was for Trump to
thank. And I understand originally started out that he was going to thank his surrogates. All right, can you give us sort of a tip? You know, how are you supposed to attack the judges, and what should the journalists be thinking about? What's the attack on the journalists?
The nature of the call was absolutely one of gratitude. He wanted to bring all of the surrogates together and have an open conversation, an open dialogue, which we did for nearly an hour. He spent time thanking us, but also allowing all of the different surrogates to ask questions on a number of issues.
How about the other part?
You know, he called on us to talk about the issues of the day.
All right. How about, did he specifically say intensify criticism of judge and journalists? Did he urge the surrogates to do that?
I don't know that the word intensify criticism was used, but he certainly encouraged us to fight back. Donald Trump is anything but weak, and he wants his team to be as strong as he is, and encourage us to fight back when there are ridiculous charges out there, whether it's this or other things. He certainly encouraged us to push back, and I think you'll see all of us do that.
Well, any idea when he's going to have his VP named?
That's a question that I think he's the only one that can answer on that.
So you don't have any inside scoop on that one?
You know, I think it could be as late as the convention. Again, Donald Trump isn't always the most conventional guy, and so he may wait until a big moment and unveil it there. But I know he's certainly spending a lot of time thinking about it and not taking the decision lightly and looking for the absolute best choice and the best person to help turn our country around, rebuild our economy, keep us safe, secure our borders, and somebody that will focus on those issues and complement him and his efforts in that.
Sarah, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Greta.
And you can see the rest of that Donald Trump interview tonight on Bill O'Reilly. Trump joins Bill tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, right after On the Record.